Welcome to the weekly review. This is for the third week for Spanish 2 in Mr. Jones's class. This week we looked at irregular verbs, stem changing verbs. We're going to start with these 5. We've got empezar, to start, pensar, to think, perder, to lose, querer, to want, and preferir, to prefer. First, let's go over some pronunciation for querer, and then we'll kind of look at the differences between stem-changing verbs and regular verbs. So we've got yo quiero, tú quieres, usted, él, ella quiere, nosotros queremos. Vosotros is for Spain. We can skip this one. You don't have to learn it this year in my class. And then ustedes, ellos, and ellas quieren. So with querer, we've got the verb to want. So yo quiero is I want. But take a notice at how this changes right here. Now in our normal verbs, we just put an O on the end right here. But in these stem changers, you can see the E changes to IE. So right here where we've got the E in querer, we're going to put an IE right here for quiero. And that goes the same for everything on this list except nosotros. Nosotros is going to stay the same. You see the querer, and we add hemos to the end. But for all the others, yo, tú, usted, ella, él, ustedes, ellas, we're going to change this stem. Quiero, quieres, quiere, queremos, y quieren. Let's make a sentence too. So if you want to say, I want a hamburger, yo quiero una hamburguesa. You could also say, I want to play sports, since we're learning sports. Yo quiero jugar deportes. Remember, since we already conjugated this verb, quiero, the verb jugar, or to play, would be complete. It would be in the infinitive form. You wouldn't need to conjugate jugar. So if you wanted to say, once again, I want to play sports, yo quiero jugar deportes. All right, let's notice again the changes from the E to the IE for these verbs as well. Empezar, you see here this E changes to IE, 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 and IE. So empezar is to start. I start, yo empiezo. Tú empiezas. Usted, él, ella empieza. Nosotros, which we talked about before, it's not going to stem change. Empezamos. Ustedes, ellos, and ellas, like all these ones up here, does stem change. Empiezan. Keep going down the list. We've got perder, to lose. Yo pierdo, I lose. Tú pierdes, you lose. Usted, él, ella pierde. Nosotros perdemos. Ustedes, ellos, ellas pierden. And finally, the last one is preferir, to prefer. Yo prefiero. Tú prefieres. Usted, él, ella prefiere. Nosotros preferimos. Ustedes, ellos, ellas prefieren. Again, look at our stem changing. Prefiero. Stays the same for nosotros. Preferimos. So we just saw stem changing verbs that go from E to IE. Now let's look at stem changing verbs that go from O to UE. Some of these verbs that we're learning in this unit are poder, which is to be able to, or can. Volver, to return. Devolver, which is to return, but when you're talking about something. And then dormir, which is to sleep. All right, so for the first one, poder. In this one, the O changes to the UE. So we see the O here in poder, stem change to UE. Yo puedo, I can. Same thing right here, tú puedes. Usted, él, ella, puede. Like we talked about a few times, nosotros stays the same. So we've got poder, podemos. That's not a stem changer. Ustedes, ellos, ellas pueden. Let's make a sentence with poder. Let's say I can speak Spanish. So for I can, we've got yo puedo. And then for speak Spanish, hablar español. So if we want to form our complete sentence, I can speak Spanish. Yo puedo hablar español. Going down to volver, to return. Notice how the O changes to UE. So we've got yo vuelvo, tú vuelves, usted, él, ella vuelve, nosotros volvemos, ustedes, ellos, ellas vuelven. Let's make a sentence with volver. We can say, I return to my house at 3 o'clock. So I return is yo vuelvo. And then if you remember from last year's vocab, house is casa. So yo vuelvo a mi casa a las 3 o'clock. Finally, we've got dormir. O changes to UE. Duermo. Duermes. Duerme. Remember nosotros, the difference. Dormimos. And finally, duermen.